What's up, beautiful creators? Today I want to talk to you all about which music subscription service I think is best. Let's get into it. I've always wanted to do a video about music and why music is so important and how to go about finding music and finding the best music for your videos and all of that. But over the years, there's so many videos on YouTube that kind of already explains it, and so I didn't want to be redundant and give you guys the same kind of information. We all know that music is super important. We all know that music is key to any good video, any good commercial, whatever it is that you're shooting. Music can make or break that. We all kind of know that. And so today I just wanted to talk about these subscription-based services because I did experience them all and their pros and cons to them all. I started off with Epidemic, and that was the first one that I got into because at the time all the YouTubers were talking about getting Epidemic, so I got it. But a couple of things that I noted with Epidemic was, and why I kind of stopped using it for a lot of things, was because I felt like Epidemic is really YouTube based. I heard a lot of the same songs all throughout YouTube, and I think the kind of vibe that I was always finding when I was looking for music was really YouTube-y, the music that we all put under our YouTube videos, which is fine. It does what it's supposed to do. But being a freelance editor, I think one of the biggest things that was a drawback for me is that, one, it didn't have a lot of hip-hop music. A lot of my clients, want that kind of vibe that's really commercial but still hip-hop. And I felt like it didn't have a good catalog of hip-hop music. It was a lot of good music for pop, a lot of good cinematic, but I think it was really short on the hip-hop circuit. And not just that, I just think the overall interface to me could be a little bit better. And I think, again, the biggest drawback for me was the commercial music. It just didn't have a lot of good commercial music. It just felt really travel vlog like, or, just more music that I could really just use specifically only for my YouTube videos, but not necessarily for any other thing that I was doing. One thing when it came to Epidemic as well was that the sound effects, there were times where I would be looking for literally like popular sound effects, and Epidemic would just have really random sound effects, or sound effects that I was looking for that you would think would be everyday sound effects I couldn't find in Epidemic. And so with that, it was hard for me to continue to use Epidemic, and I knew that I needed another subscription service that I could use for client-based work that didn't sound just too vlog-like, which brought me to MusicBed. So with MusicBed, I actually won a 1-year subscription during a contest for Brandon Washington, who was another YouTuber. Shout out to him. And so for a year, I had switched from Epidemic, was still paying for it and using it for my YouTube content, but I switched to MusicBed just to kind of see the music that I would be able to get and how it would be able to elevate my YouTube content. And I fell in love with MusicBed. Now, they do have a bigger catalog, which is really, really cool, but I still feel like their catalog was missing, a lot of stuff. I felt like a lot of times I was hearing the same stuff in other videos, but music-wise, I did find some good joints that I really, really enjoyed and really, really liked. The biggest thing for me when it came to MusicBed, outside of for that whole year, is that every single time I uploaded a video on YouTube, I had to dispute and tell them why I was able to use the music. Now, if you're using MusicBed for a whole year and you're uploading about 2 videos a week, it kind of gets annoying that you have to explain and dispute every single time you upload a video why you're allowed to use this music. I think they should figure that out at the beginning, and it was kind of like a drawback for me, which made me just kind of annoyed with the whole process. And luckily, again, I had a free year subscription, so it was like, whatever. But now, that I'm getting into trying to produce more YouTube videos, I do not want to dispute. Literally, my last video on my YouTube channel had probably like 4 songs from MusicBed in it. And so every song I have to dispute. And yes, they go through and they release it really, really fast. But the matter of having to do that every time I upload a video that has 4 or 5 songs, on my YouTube content, it just gets really, really annoying, which is just a drawback and makes you not even want to have the subscription. And so that's one of the things that just made me not like MusicBed, on top of the fact that they have a pretty good catalog, especially for commercial. However, it's not a big catalog, which brings me to Artlist. Now, Artlist, I had heard about them a lot. I had heard about Artgrid, which I want to talk about. I heard about everything Artlist, but I never got into it because I did have that 1-year MusicBed subscription. But guys, I've been able to test Artlist and I am in love. I've already been able to find commercial like music, which is so important, because the thing is, which is the reason why I really wanted to make this video, is that I am a commercial editor. So a lot of times I'm not only using songs for my YouTube, but I also need to use these songs for client projects. And one of the things when it came to MusicBed was I was going to have to not only have a subscription for my YouTube, content, but I would have had to pay an additionally for commercial content. Now, one of the cool things about Artlist is that you pay a one-time fee and it's unlimited for whatever project that you have, whether it's for your clients or for your YouTube. It is unlimited, and so that you're paying that one fee and you can use it for anything. That is really big when you're a commercial editor, and I think a lot of people miss that, but it's a huge deal. And honestly, even if I didn't have any other reason to go into Artlist, that one reason would make me want to transfer, because people don't understand how hard it is finding good commercial music for Nike or for, Adidas or whatever. And so they have a really great catalog of commercial content. I love their interface. It's organized really well. Again, the minute I went on there and I was looking to do a commercial, it was so easy for me to find the music that I had in my head that I was searching for. Not just that. Another reason why I like Artlist is because not only do you get Artlist, but in their family, in the Artlist Artgrid family, you also get Artgrid, which is their stock photo site. So I love things being a one-stop shop. I love all-in-one companies. So the fact that I can get music, sound effects, as well as stock footage is great for me being an editor. So recently during COVID, I've been trying to get into doing projects where I just edit stock footage and make a really dope video with that, especially since sometimes I haven't been able to shoot client projects. But right now we're all just trying to shoot spec commercials and things like that. So one of the biggest things with spec commercials, especially if you're not a shooter but you are an editor, is to just use stock footage and be able to create a really dope video with stock footage and sound effects and music. And Artlist and Artgrid, they give you that. You can go and find your stock footage, find your music, and use the sound effects and create a whole commercial really just in this all-in-one company, this all-in-one website. The Artgrid is a add-on, so it is another price that you have to pay, but the fact that you can get an all-in-one within one company is ideal for me personally. And the difference when it comes to Artlist and MusicBed really is not only the catalog being bigger for Artlist music wise, as far as the user face, all of that, but they pre-check all of the music before it hits YouTube. So the big drawback that I had with MusicBed, you don't have to worry about when it comes to Artlist. They already pre-check your music and you don't have to dispute and go through that every single time you're trying to upload a video onto your channel. And one of the most recent things that I found out about Artlist and Artgrid and the Art family is that they also acquired Motion Array. Now, if you all have been following me for a while, I actually did a video on some of my favorite effects. And one of the things I talked about was Motion Array, which is another website and platform where you can get music and sound effects. And not only just that, but you can get Premiere and Final Cut Pro templates and assets that will help you elevate your edits even more. And so they also acquired Motion Array. And so you literally truly do have a one-stop shop with this company. So these are some of the biggest reasons why I think Artlist wins the cake, because not only do they have a more broad catalog, they're hip hop, they're pop, they're cinematic, every category. They literally are adding music on a daily basis. The website itself is so user-friendly, aesthetically pleasing, and very easy to navigate. And you also get sound effects and music within the subscription, and you can use that not only for YouTube content, but also for commercial work. So if you look at the pricing, Artlist actually comes out on top because you can use it for business and commercial. If you wanted to do that for Epidemic and MusicBed, it would be a separate price. So when you consider all of that, Artlist actually gives you so much more as a music subscription service. And to top it off, the last thing that I would say about Artlist and why I prefer and like this particular company is because I love the videos that they produce. Like if you go on their YouTube channel, as a creator, like what draws me into your products and who you are as a company and your brand is what you produce. And a lot of the videos that they even come out with and what they produce, I fall in love with. I find myself saying them over and over, and I'm seeing them, like I'm just in love with.
Looking for the best music for your videos?
That is like my thing. I love it. And that's actually what drew me in. And because I'm like, I've always wanted to get music from them. I've always fell in love, even before being a part of the company and the brand. I fell in love with the brand. So all things considered, this is a really good brand, a really good company, and they provide a lot of things for us creators as an all-in-one. So definitely check out Artlist if you haven't. Again, Epidemic and MusicBed are cool, and I'm not downing them. But as a creator, and the best way to work with a good workflow and find all that you need in one location, please check out Artlist. If you decide to get Artlist, I have a little treat for you all. So definitely go through my link and check it out in the description. Thank you all for watching my video. If you have any more questions about Artlist, Artgrid, Motion Array, whatever it is, definitely leave a comment below and I will make sure that I answer. Share this all with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.